everyone. It's Marisa from Rockmommy. Today we have with us Gail Silverman. Hi, Gail. How are you?
Hi, Marisa. I'm doing okay. How are you? Just trying to get over a little cold, but other than that, I'm good.
Good, good. I'm glad you're fighting through. It's allergy season too, up here, at least where I am in New
Really
England.
bad here too. Yeah.
No, 100%. Well, I am so excited. I've known you for decades, but not everybody knows who you are. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I am a songwriter, singer. I was in a rock band in New York City called G Spot for many, many years, like 15, I think. So I was doing the whole, rocker, indie rocker chick thing back then, and that's when I met Marisa, and I started Girls Rock and Girls Rule, which was an organization to promote women doing harder rock.
Hmm.
But for the past 5 or 6 years in particular, I've really been focused on songwriting and more behind the scenes, not really actively performing as much. Writing with other people, collaborating, a lot of it with sync licensing in mind. And haven't done a lot of artist releases, but there's been some songs, along the way. You always keep writing your personal stuff, right? That keeps on coming out no matter what. And so, in addition to doing my own song, all this other songwriting and all this collaborating, I am doing some releases this year of my own artist tracks. I'm really excited about that.
Well, that's super exciting. So, what is dropping this month? Tell us about your new single.
So, the new song that I'm dropping this month is called The Womb. It drops on April 30th across all the streaming platforms. And basically, a few years ago, I went through a really rough period. I lost several people in my life. My mother was ill. There was just a lot of things going on. So I had some songs that I wrote at that time that were, really expressing the emotions and things that I was going through at that time. I had also had COVID way back in 2020, and it was really challenging. And one of the places that I always feel really good, and even now, like I love taking baths. They calm me down, they calm my nervous system, they help me reduce stress. And there's just something about getting in the warm water and relaxing that just really like, powers me down. And so one day I was in the tub and I was thinking about that. I was thinking, well, I wonder what it is. Like, what is it about the bathtub that gives me this feeling of like safety and calm and everything else? And I thought, well, maybe it's because it's like the womb, right? Because the womb is warm, it's wet. You're surrounded hopefully by love from your mother. And, so I came up with this concept and I literally like took my phone that I keep, when I take a bath, usually my phone's like all of us, we're obsessed, right? And I just started writing, these lyric ideas for the song. And so that was the conception of the idea. And yeah, so it just, and it was kind of quirky. Like, I'm like, well, there's probably not a lot. I haven't heard a lot of songs called The Womb. And it's not necessarily about the womb in particular. It's just about this feeling like of trying to get back to a place of feeling safe, right? Like, when you're kind of struggling and you're working through things and it's like finding this place where you can feel like a bit safe. So that's really,
Protected. Yeah,
yeah,
like metaphorically, the womb is one of the devices we use. It sort of symbolizes, safety,
right.
growth. Like you're protected from the world. It's funny because, like, yeah, we can't really channel our subconscious states as we're growing, right, as humans. But I would imagine that you're right. It's the bath is this closest thing to it. But by the way, I don't know. I don't bring my phone to the bath. I bring a pen, pencil, and paper. That's just me. Like you're gonna get electrocuted. Like I'm sorry, people are too addicted to their phones. It's ridiculous.
I know. I try to dry my hands before I pick it up, and a lot of times I don't even look at it. But sometimes I don't know. It's just there. I have this weird thing, like I don't know. But
I just want to protect you. Like I know we're all on our phones, no judgment. You use your phone to whenever you want, but I want like please stay safe in the bath, people.
great. Yeah, I used to always be a pen and paper girl. I had a notebook and everything, and then I guess a few years
Yes.
ago I started using the notepad function because you always have it, right? Even like sometimes back in the day, you didn't have your notebook, you'd write on a napkin in the bar or wherever you are, you just
I
grab some
still
paper.
write on napkins in the bar. Like it's so funny. My band makes fun of me because they're like, "Why don't you do this on your phone?" I'm like, the same reason I literally just downloaded Chat GPT for the first time
Oh my
today,
gosh.
literally today, because I had to for an assignment. I was forced
Okay.
to. I'm analog girl. love analog. And I know our songwriting is changing. That said, I do love a good voice memo. And I've talked to friends who've moved
Mhm.
from like Brooklyn to LA and they are like voice memo girls, right? Because on the
Right.
subway you use your like phone and you type things, but anyway, that's a tangent. So I like the song. It just has like this ethereal leaning. How did it come together? Like, how did you go from bathtub idea to like studio, let's do this? Like what happened?
Yeah, so I have a collaborator co-writer who I've been working with for 6 years. Her name is Sharon Roach, and together we have an alias that we write under called Mystic Femmes. And we tend to write a little bit like outside the box, and she's kind of my go-to person. One, if it's personal, because I trust her. I trust if I bring her a song that's personal to me, that she's not going to try to she's going to respect my artists, right? Whereas I've been in a lot of co-writes and a lot of them are great and they're awesome, but sometimes you're writing kind of for somebody else's artist, or everybody kind of has to agree on everything, the lyrics, the melody, the vibe. And so, and Sharon and I, we work closely together, and she'll definitely tell me what she thinks, but if I bring her something that's personal, she'll respect that. Plus, she's really good at production. And so, we call each other song sisters because there's just this level of trust, and we can like have the weirdest, quirkiest idea, and we'll text each other what voices back, like, oh my God, I had this crazy idea, or what do you think? And it never, we never have to worry about, oh, that's like stupid, or that's like ridiculous. Why would you write that? No one writes that. So she's my go-to. And so I went to her, and we worked on the
Right.
melody together and getting that solidified. And then she did the production, and we went back and forth, and we've actually been working on the song quite a long time. We've redone it, remixed it a few times, and to finally get it to how we are. We're like our own worst critic, right? It's like, oh, it's not ready, I don't want to put it out there. But yeah,
Yeah.
so she was my partner in helping create that, and she does some of the harmony and stuff on the track too. So
Is there a studio that you work out of? Because you're located
no.
in Florida.
Yeah, I'm in Florida and she's actually in Virginia. So she has a home studio, and so we just go back and forth. Like, I record the vocals here in my home studio, and then I
Okay.
send them to her via Dropbox or whatever, and she puts everything together. It's amazing now, right? You don't have to really go in a studio anymore.
Love the studio. Yeah, but like again, I'm like everything. Yeah, it is amazing. And I remember I was interviewing. I've interviewed a few people who are like, yeah, they're West Coast, I'm East Coast, and that is cool. But like, I don't know. I do love the studio because like, it's easy. Like setting up a mic with an interface is such a pain in the butt, and then you have to compress it or not compress it. You have to quantize it. I don't even know what quantizing is. It's just a term that people
Yeah,
use.
I don't do any of the vocal mixing. I mean, I wish that I knew more production than I do, but I can record my own vocals. I can trim them up. I can, bounce them over, but I let her handle all of the mixing and the auto tuning and whatever else they need. Like, that's a little above my pay grade at this point.
So, how did you decide on the art? Like, cause it's funny, cause like you're like, it's not a Mother's Day song, but like you chose this like super maternal image, and like literally it is the season of mothers. So
Well,
it's
I
kind of
mean,
an irony.
right. I didn't write it as a Mother's Day song, but one of the reasons when I was looking at when I wanted to release it, I was like, well, if I release it the end of April, early May, that aligns with Mother's Day. And the womb also, right, aligns with Mother's Day, that mother feeling, that imagery. And so when I was doing the artwork, I did work with ChatGPT, but I asked for a certain like feel, and I wanted something that expressed that nurturing, mothering, ethereal energy. So yeah, so I mean, and I wanted it to reflect that. I also have this actually really cool photo that I took in the bath that I put this effect on. I'll probably use it as a social post or something. I'm thought about using that for the artwork, but I like the artwork as it is. And I did want it to kind of link in because it is the womb with the whole Mother's Day that's coming up. And I think, our mothers are an important part of our life, right? And so this metaphorical, like, womb, like, feeling of looking for safety and comfort. I lost my mom a few years ago, as you know. So,
No.
yeah. So, but I didn't write it with, oh, I'm going to write a Mother's Day song, right? It was more about.
No, I hear you. Usually it has to be like a deeply
Yeah.
personal song. And like
Yeah.
yeah, and like it's hard to time those. but I did want to say, like, I don't know how sync licensing works. I'll learn it at some point. I just haven't had a minute. Like, do you email, like, I don't know, Temptation Island, and you're like, I have a song, like, or how do you do you have to submit it to like a thing? Like, what happens
So
next?
yeah, there are a couple of different ways that you can approach sync licensing. Um, the hardest is directly to the music supervisors because it's those are the people that make the initial decision recommendation, right, to what songs are going to be used. But they have a lot of trusted resources that they go to when they're looking for songs, or they have a catalog of songs, and they're probably the hardest people to get a hold of. You know, you have to build those relationships and actually to have direct contact with. But there are a lot of companies, they're called sync agencies, and also libraries that are these trusted resources, and they hold catalogs of a lot of different artist songs, and they a lot of times have the relationships with music supervisors. So when I first started pitching for sync, I'm in different groups and things, learning about that side of the business, and I initially started building relationships with sync agencies first, and that's how I got my first couple of placements. Now that I've been doing this for a while longer, I'm starting to build more relationships with music supervisors. I also work with a company out of the UK called Ultimate Sync right now, and they work to put artists and music supervisors in touch, and we pitch songs as Ultimate Sync to the supervisors for our members. It's a lot about relationships and building those, and yeah, you just want to make sure that your music's really high quality, and that you're pitching songs that make sense for who you're pitching to. Like, don't just pitch a song for
Yeah.
Temptation Island that's not going to be any kind of fit, because that's just gonna people are then gonna they're just gonna ignore it, and then you're not really building a good reputation for yourself. So you want to make sure that when you are pitching, especially to specific shows, that you really know what the show's kind of music they use and what they're looking for.
No, that's cool. It's funny because the same thing goes with music in general. Like, I get pitches for like all teen boy punk bands for Rockmommy. I'm like, dude, did you guys like actually read my blog? Like, you're not even a woman. Like, you're a child, and you're like not even like a gender minority child. You're like a white boy. No, no.
Right.
Unless your mother is like, I don't know, like someone famous, like Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton doesn't have like human children. Like, don't bother. Like get out. Like, you're just garbage. So I think that's good advice for everything. But
Yes.
final thing I want to ask you is that, like, when you are the founder of Girls Rock Girls Roll, what are just one or two pieces of advice that you wish you had in your 20s? Because now it's funny, like, the older we get, the more wrinkly we get, but also like the more confidence we have and wisdom. It's kind of
Right.
like we have this swagger, but I wish I could like loan some of my swagger to like my 25-year-old
Yeah.
self. So what would you what's your big dish?
Probably my younger self. I had a very backwards trajectory. I mean, I didn't really start writing songs and making music and having a band until I was in my late 20s, early 30s. So I would have probably started earlier. I just think I always loved music, but I just didn't pursue it because I didn't really think that I was good enough. I mean, I sang as a kid, and I just didn't have the confidence, and then I was rebelling a lot when I was younger, and so that would be one thing. And you just, if you love doing it, just go for it, and be who you are, right? Because you could try to. I never sounded like anyone, and then I was like, well, and one of the reasons I started writing songs was because I don't want to sing cover songs, because A, I don't think I'm good enough, and B, I don't sound like anyone. So I mean, there's a lot now, especially with being able to distribute music so easily. There's so much music that sounds alike. Sometimes you can't tell one artist from the other, and there's a lot of good music out there. But really, be authentic to yourself. Be the artist that you want to be. Say the things that you want to say, and don't try to be someone else, and just go for it, and just know that there's going to be a lot of rejection, so you got to love it. It's a hard business, but if you love it, it can be a lot of fun. And you can always, there's a lot of ways to pivot and do different things with your music. So, or any art, whatever you want to do, have the confidence to go forward, and don't let anybody tell you who you shouldn't be, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, we cannot say this enough.
right. And it's still, I mean, I guess it's better now for girls, but um it's still, we still have to keep supporting each other as women, and in this business, especially on both sides, and bringing up the other people behind us and supporting them. So,
Yeah, circle of life.
right.
Yeah, 100%. The womb. We are so excited about hearing the womb. Thank you so much for talking with us today, Gail.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. And thank you. Yeah, thank you for listening and having me on your blog. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you.
Don't you